Hello, hello, my friends. All right, there we go. Learning something new, connecting a couple other accounts on here. So I'm using StreamYard. If you want me to see your name, put StreamYard.com and go register yourself. All right, let's see who is jumping on with me tonight. Hey, Michael, good to see you. The squirrels didn't get ya. All right. Hello, hello. I'm just going to wait a couple minutes here, let people jump on. Do not put your questions in yet. I'm not ready for them. Let's just chat and say hello a little bit first. All right. I think that's working correctly. I'm learning all sorts of new tech lately. Happy anniversary, Kim. You guys don't even look like your wedding picture anymore. Eli and I don't either, though. Hello, hello, hello. Let's see. Hey, Miss Cindy. I haven't seen you forever. Elizabeth, Kim, Brianna, Brandy, Carla. Hello, hello, honey. Pam. Hey, thank you, Michael. It does help if you guys feel guided to share this on your pages. That's awesome. Definitely helps out small businesses when you do that, when we come on live to do stuff like this. I know we are too. We look like we're 12 in our wedding picture, Kim. Nicole and Jennifer and Linda. Hello, hello. Yeah, Iowa's got some big old storms. I got some clients out there, and they've had some big old storms and tornadoes rolling through. So hopefully all my peeps are safe out there. All right, there was another thing. Hello, hello. Hold on, I want to grab a link here too. Hold on. Hello, hello. Don't put your questions in yet, though, friends. I'm not quite settled yet. There we go. You can tell the weather's going. All right. Oops. How many of you can feel that full moon coming in on Thursday? I love a full moon week. Love it. I love it. So those of you that don't know, I do a full moon group clearing on the full moon each month, or right like day before, day after. So we are in a full moon, and the full moon is a beautiful time. I know many of you are in my group, and the awesome thing is we come together as a group and we do a big old meditation / clearing. And you get to let go of a bunch of the shit that our vibrations hold on to. And so it's wonderful. I do it every single month. I also am heading to one of my favorite places. I get to go to Montana the first week, or not the first week. Yeah, first week in June, the 5th through the 9th, or 10th, one of the two. On the 8th is the SOS Expo. So that will be wonderful. And so come see us there from 10 to 5. I don't know that I've seen Lori on. If she jumps on, I'll have her share the link though. And I'm going to be doing personal clearings from out there. I love doing clearings when I travel. What I like about Montana is there's so much of that grounded energy because of the mountains. And I have a secret little place that I'm going to go to. I'm not going to tell you where it is yet. But anyone that signs up for the clearings is going to get kind of an extra magical sound clearing that goes with it. And I'll be doing a live video so you guys can see where I'm at. But I don't want to tell you yet because I think it's kind of a cool thing. Yep, the full moon clearing is on Thursday. This week we have a full moon on Thursday. Yep, Carla, you and I usually feel that full moon before it comes, like the week before. Yep. All right. And if you want more information on that full moon clearing, you can go to my website. We're doing some updates, but you can sign up for my email list, and we will be sending out some more information on that full moon group clearing for you guys in the next day or two. Okay. We got some special things coming up, so I will be on live again on Thursday morning just to make kind of a fun announcement and some different things that are coming up. So if you are around, please jump on live then. All right, let me just make sure all my little things are recording the way they're supposed to here. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I wanted to do some readings for people tonight. Here's how I run this. First of all, please don't message me if you don't get a reading. I will do as many as I can, and I go to who I'm guided to. If you really, really, really want a one-on-one reading, book one. I do both half an hour phone readings and hour phone readings. If I'm in town, which I'm very much in and out right now, I can do in-person readings. I'm also doing some in-person readings out at Rockin' Herbs out by the lakes area on Highway 34 at Four Corners. On and off this summer. So there are some different things. So if you really want a reading, book one. Okay. These are volunteer readings. I'm taking time away from my family, my husband, taking my evening, all that kind of stuff. So, and I love doing them because I think it's important for people just to kind of understand how our work goes. But just remember, this is volunteer work. Okay. Today, what I'm going to do, you can ask questions on anything you want, and I'll do my best. It can be money, relationships, if there's loved ones that you want to try to connect with. If it's a loved one you want to try to connect with, one of the ways when I'm doing quick readings like this, let me know who they are, how long they've been gone, how they passed, and how they're connected to you. I know that's a lot of information, but it saves my energy and I can do more readings that way. So do give me some information if it's a loved one that you want me to try to connect with, okay? If you just say my dad and that's all you give me, I'm going to pass. Unless I'm really, really, really guided to it. It just helps to have a little bit more information because I'm trying to do a ton of readings in a quick time. Okay. So I would love to start answering some questions. Give me a little details in the questions. Okay. Like Christy, yours, like what are you trying to decide? Give me a little information on that. Okay. All right, friends. So if you have questions, go ahead and put them in the comments and I will start to tune in and see who guides me and who pulls to me. Okay. Give me a little information though. That is helpful, helps my energy. And then I get to more readings. Hey, Miss Jenny, I see you. Hey, Kathy, good to see you too, hon. Okay, I'm just going to give a few minutes. Let you guys get your questions in. You can ask questions about pretty much anything. And if I don't know, I will tell you. I don't really try to guess. That's not really how it works for me. Okay, remember, if you're putting in for a loved one, give me their name. How long have they been gone? How did they pass? And how are they connected to you? That's what I need to come to you. Okay. All right. Okay, hold on. I'm just tuning in, friends. Linda, you know what your purpose is, hon. Your purpose is to live a nice, big, fun, happy life. And it's to be doing what you're doing in the very moment that you're doing it. And I know people hate that message, but it is true. Okay, let's see. Let me go back here. Let's see who's pulling to me. Remember, if you're asking about loved ones, I want their name. I want when they died, how they died, and how they're connected to you. Okay? Or I'm going to pass you along. I know that's bitchy, but I'm going to maintain my energy as best I can. So I need those things. Jess Walton, I keep coming back to you. Will we find a company soon to get our foundation work done on our home? Having troubles. You know, you're like the third person that I have a couple people in my spirit school that are also having some trouble finding foundational work. So yes, you're going to find somebody. I actually think it's okay that it's taking a little longer than you want, because I think it's, what I'm hearing is it's saving you from some big headaches. Which means that maybe some of the companies you were looking at, maybe they're not as full of integrity as you want them to be. I would ask everyone you know, or throw it up on Facebook, or start talking to people and ask for referrals. I don't know if you've had personal referrals, but that feels important to me, that you get a referral from somebody, or you hear about them from somebody. Like maybe someone here, tell us the town. You don't have to give us your address or anything, but maybe tell us the town that you're looking in and see if anyone that's watching has a referral for you. But I feel like you're going to be led to it, but I keep feeling like Spirit is kind of saying, like, trust the timing. And I know it's a pain in the ass to trust the timing sometimes, but it feels like trust the timing, because if it goes in too soon, like there's going to be some trouble with that. So just trust the process, trust the timing. But in the comments, throw in what town you're in. At least some people might have some referrals for you. But it is coming and it'll be fine. Brianna, I love your nickname for your Grandma Silky. She passed 2019. We don't know exactly how. It doesn't feel like there's anything weird that happened. It almost kind of feels like she just left, which I see a lot. And she does feel like she was older. She also has quite the sparkle in her eye. She kind of feels like, I do think there was some things going on with her body, but it wasn't anything. Like, it's nothing that she wanted to go through a bunch of medical intervention for. Like, she just wanted to live out the rest of her days. And I feel like she really did that on her terms. And she keeps showing me this little twinkle in her eye. I think she was a little bit sassy. And she is reminding you, don't forget your own sassiness. Like, she wants you really to step into some of that, kind of some of that strength and some of that, oh, how do I want to say it? Kind of that confidence. She's like, see yourself in front of yourself, all super confident and strong the way you want to be. Like, we all want that, right? And like, actually like mesh with yourself within that confidence. And she's like pushing you into it. So I do think that there's some shifting going on within you, and she's helping. Like, she feels like she's got your back and she's kind of shoving you in the right direction. But there's nothing weird around her death. It just feels like it was her time and she just left. This is super funny. Amanda Sunshine. First of all, love your name, Sunshine. That's awesome. We could use some here. It says looking to make a large move in the very near future, wondering if it's the right move. And I heard a big hell yes. I don't know what it is. You didn't give us any details, but I did hear a big old yes on that. So I would always follow your own intuition. You guys, just because a psychic says something doesn't mean it's 100% true. You always follow your own intuition and your own decisions. Okay. So I could be feeling a really hell yes. And what sometimes happens, and I've had this happen, like a psychic will tell me something and I'll be like, no, I'm super clear that is not right. So I'm going to do this. And so, I feel a big old yes. And like, I'm like, yes, but follow your intuition too. Okay. Remember, if you're putting down loved ones, their name, how they passed, how long they've been gone, and how they're connected to you. Okay. Their name is important for me. It's a great way for me to connect quickly. So Lucy Rose, she said her parents are trying to sell her home and it's challenging and emotional, right? It's so hard to walk through that piece. I can feel it. I can feel that emotion. So one thing that I could suggest at some point, if they're guided or you're guided to help or whatever, I would definitely recommend a space clearing. I do space clearings. You can ask me about those, and I help a lot of people clear the energy out, and then so they can sell their house. It also helps in the cleaning out space. Like our homes hold so much emotion, so much vibrations, so much energy. And so one of the things is the space clearing can be helpful. I also definitely sage it if they'll let you, or Palo Santo if you like that, or any kind of clearing would be really, really helpful. I also feel like they need to be reminded why they're selling their house. Are they moving into like assisted living or something? Are they moving into a smaller place? Like, I feel like they just need a little time to feel their feelings. Like it feels like a big thing for them, and it feels like they need some transition time to just work through some of that emotion. So you don't have to fix the emotion. That's nothing that needs to be fixed. It's something that needs to be felt. And it is emotional. And so give them plenty of room to feel their emotions. But I also feel like the energy is pretty heavy in the house. So I would do some kind of clearing, whether it's hiring me, sage, Palo Santo, room sprays, incense, prayer, like any of that kind of stuff would be really helpful. And then I keep hearing this conversation to remind them, like, why are they doing this? Is it a health reason? It's just maybe too much for them at this moment, and how their life could be better when they don't have so much responsibility, because it feels like a lot. So I think to be reminded of where they're going is really important too, but don't try to stop their emotions. That they got to feel them. And that is hard. That's a really hard transition. Hold on, friends. Angie Walsh, I get a huge smile. So she said, my Aunt Diane passed in February from cancer, and heart failure. We just had her celebration of life. Did she like it? And I keep seeing like this kind of thing. I don't know if that's something she did, but I keep wanting to be like, of course I did. I also feel like I don't know if you guys did music or what you did, but it also feels like it got very loud. And I don't know, I can't decide if it's music or laughter. So I feel like there was a lot of, I think it was really loud, because she keeps kind of holding her ear a little bit too. And I also feel like whoever showed up, like I almost feel like there might have been some edgy stuff about certain people coming or not coming. And she's like, who showed up was perfect. So I don't know if maybe it wasn't as big as you expected. It could have been much bigger than you expected, but I feel like it was like the perfect amount of people. And she feels like the people that were meant to be there, like they were meant to be there. She didn't care if it was 2 people or 2,000 people, but she's like, the people that showed up were perfect. But I keep feeling how loud it was. So you'll have to let me know if it was music or laughter. It kind of feels like laughter. I feel like there was music there of some kind, but she keeps holding her ear like, oh my God, it was like so much laughter. So I hope you guys shared a lot of funny stories. And don't forget, guys, you can ask questions about life too. Doesn't have to be all mediumship. Kimberly, they said keep going and stop hiding. I don't know that you're hiding like you were hiding though, but I feel like it's time to come out of the spiritual closet even more. So put offers out there, remind people what you're doing, ask for people for business. Alyssa, she says, any guidance on what direction to head in with my current back issues? The first word I heard was emotional. So if you have some big stuff going on in your body, oftentimes there's a tie to the emotional side of things. I do feel like maybe some acupuncture might be helpful. I don't know if it's like, I don't know what's wrong with it, but it and whenever I get acupuncture, to me there's just some kind of stuck energy. I also do, when you wrote down somatic, that to me again kind of perks up the energy, and that ties me back to the emotional thing. So if you've not done any emotional work around what's going on, and your back pain can be, your backs can be connected to money, support, emotional support, physical support, energetic support, relationship support. There's a lot of energy around support in your back. And so if you haven't, I would definitely look at the emotional side of it, because it almost, this is what Spirit showed me. It's almost kind of like you're going, I don't want to do that part. Like, I'll do the physical, I'll take the medicine, I'll do the adjustments, but then you kind of don't want to look at the emotional part. I think you need to look at the emotional part. And I happen to know someone that's really good at that part. So you might want to consider that, hun. But I do think acupuncture, I don't know if you're seeing I'm a big fan of chiropractic if it feels safe for you. And then I just keep getting emotion. So you'll have to let us know if you're working on the emotional side of it. And I think you need some support with it. Like, I don't know that you're going to be able to work it through by yourself. Like, I do think you need some support on that. So whether it's talking it through with someone or something like that. Elena, I love Bodhi is totally so loud in my ears, which I love. And he is like screaming from the top of a mountain, keep going, keep going. So I don't know if, and I haven't talked to you for a while, so I don't know. I know you go outside, and I know you go hiking, and I know you connect with nature, and I think that's incredibly important for you. But I also feel like there's some shifting going around your business and your work stuff that's actually kind of going to break free this year in a good way. Because I know you're building stuff. Building a small business is really tough, you guys. And so I feel like you're going to be turning the corner and you're going to be making some adjustments. And I feel like you're starting to either get the notion of what you want to adjust, or you're going to be getting it. Like, it's almost like a download of like, oh, I should do it that way. So I do think that there's some shifting and changing within your business. And he just keeps screaming to keep going, keep going. I also feel like that keep going. I think that's a keep going out in nature and keep having fun, because that is something a lot of us put off. And he's like, that's actually what's going to power your business. So make sure you stay outside doing your thing. He's so loud. I love it. I think he's really loud in your life. You know, we all wonder, Linda, right? Hold on, friends. Jennifer Holberg, I love this question because I think a lot of people feel this and they don't know what to do with it. So she said, what is this darkness around me? I feel it in my gut. Sometimes it does feel like that. It kind of feels like we're almost shrouded in this energy, or we feel this ish in our stomachs, or our gut feeling, our intuition, and things like that. And one thing I want to make sure that you know is don't be afraid of it. It's trying to tell you something. To me, the first word that I hear around it is fear. And I actually don't, here's the fine line, because sometimes that comes up because it's our intuition talking to us. Oftentimes, the other way that it shows up is we just have some fear around what's going on in life. And so it shows up that way and we think it's our intuition, but it's really our head. And it feels like you have some fears that are sitting there and you're not getting them out and not expressing them. And some of them are really valid fears, and some of them are just the stuff that we get afraid of that barely ever, if ever, happens. And so what I keep feeling like I just want to, I want to be like, spit it out, just spit it out. I keep hearing like, just spit it out. You could just go outside and spit it out if you wanted to. But I feel like some journaling and burning, some therapy if you need it. But to me, it feels more like unexpressed fears that you just need to get out of your system. So, and my body runs that way. If I have some shit going on in my head, like it shows up in my body, and it does. It feels like that darkness kind of stuff. And that's not typically like a warning thing to me. That's like, I have some stuff I need to bring up and I need to bring out into the light. And so what you could do so Thursday night, full moon clearing would be really helpful for you. But also I would sit and I would close my eyes and I'd put my hands on my gut and I would start talking to that darkness and be like, okay, why are you here? Like, what do you want? Why are you getting my attention? Because something's out of alignment. If we're in fear about something, we're not in alignment. Something else is happening. So maybe you need support with something. Maybe you need to do something different. Maybe it's you need to set some boundaries. Maybe you aren't taking care of yourself very well, like whatever it might be. But I would talk to it and I'd be like, all right, like, what do you want? Why are you here? Why do I keep feeling you? Why are you dark? And another thing, when I feel like or hear that darkness word, I send a shit ton of light to it. Because a lot of times just sending some light to it kind of burns it away. And then I can take a breath and be like, oh, I know what that was about. Because maybe you're nervous about something. Maybe you're afraid of something. Maybe you got some decisions to make. Maybe something big is opening up in life and you're just kind of a little freaked out about it. So I would get real quiet and I would start talking to it. Okay, see what it says to you. Oh, see, Kimberly just had work done on her foundation. So connect with Kimberly Von Bank. Cindy, I feel like don't get too Cindy Merriam. I feel like business ebbs and flows. Okay. It's up and down all the time. And when you're having those down times, that's always the time that I need to ask myself, okay, what could I do different? What do my people need? What could be something a little different that I haven't done? Maybe I need to do some mini readings. Like this time of year, it's in May, sometimes is a little bit slower for us that do this work because everyone's busy. We're going to the lake. We are doing different things for graduation. Like it's a seasonal shift. And so maybe you offer some online readings, or maybe you do some mini sessions, or maybe you do a tiny class, or just you need to speak up more online and say, hey, I have some openings. I do that all the time. Hey, I have openings on Friday, or different things like that. But I feel like don't get too up and down in your mindset about, oh my God, I'm slow. My business is going to go and tank. It's not true. You just have to ride the wave a little bit. And so ask yourself how you can get more creative. Lots of times we need to get a little part-time job just to make sure we have money coming in. But I think it's more of your mindset, hun. And don't start creating that downsize energy in your thought process. Instead, start asking yourself, oh, I'm a little slow this week. I wonder what creative thing I could do to start to bring in some different income. Because a lot of times it's a time for creativity, not a time for worry. Okay. So don't get too worried about that. Your business is fine, hon. You just gotta ask the right questions to bring in some new inspiration for you. Chris, she goes, I love your bitchy. I can be bitchy. I actually say go for it, Christy. I got a big old yes on it. I do feel like it's going to take your, and I hope you just listened to what I just said to Cindy, because it's true. Businesses go up and down, and sometimes we have more time than money. Sometimes we have more money than time. And that's something I learned from my mentor over and over and over and over and over. And when things get slow, I get creative. I used to get slow and I'd worry and be scared shitless. Now I get creative. What could I do? So I do think it's going to shove you into being creative, not desperate. That's much different, because some people, instead of getting creative, they get desperate with their offers. Try not to do that. I did that a lot. It doesn't work. So I love it for you. I think it's something that if you didn't do it, you'd regret it. I really do. So I think go for it, hun. And get a coach, get a mentor, get someone to help you that's either doing what you already want that you're doing, or take some business classes or different things like that, because I definitely feel like having a mentor is going to be a big piece for you. Okay, Jess Walton, that needs the foundation work, is in Minot. So if anyone's got any referrals, put them down for her. Yep, Lucy, I still will say get it cleared. There's a lot of emotional ties to that house, and they kind of don't want to let it go. So my biggest recommendation would be to get a clearing on it. Kayla, I do feel you moving, hun. I think it's just got to line up, and we both know you're not that patient. I still feel a move, though. Give it 2 more weeks. Let's see where you are in 2 more weeks. If it's not something shifting in 2 more weeks, you might have to stay a little bit longer. But I just feel like something's going to fall in the next 2 weeks. Oh, Brianna, that's great. Okay, perfect. I'm glad that makes sense. Michelle Nagel-Bond, she said, any guidance on how to make my legs stronger? I heard, and I don't know what's going on with your legs, but the first thing I heard was Qigong. And I love Qigong. If you go on YouTube and look up Lee Holden, he has a 7-minute workout. He's got a bunch of them on there, but there's a 7-minute one that me and a lot of my clients do. And we love his work and stuff, but it's gentle. And it's also stuff that if you need to sit down, you can do it while you're sitting down. But one of the things that it does is it actually starts to help you circulate and move the energy through your body, because it feels almost stagnant or almost just really still. The energy does. So I would actually tell you to work on Qigong, see if you like it. You might just really, really love it. I have one friend of mine that that's all she does. That's all she does. And she looks amazing. She is stronger than she ever has been. Her energy is beautiful. She's always in the flow. It can be a really beautiful workout. And a lot of my clients will start with just that quick little 7-minute deal. but I feel like the energy is very stagnant. And so you want to make sure that in walking, of course, but try some Qigong. See if that shifts things a little bit for you. All right, hold on, friends. I hear this message a lot, honestly. So, Myra, she said, my friend's son Mike, who passed away in 2015, some unanswered questions surrounding his death. I don't know that you're ever going to get the clear answers, which I know that really sucks. But when I tune into his energy, he doesn't want to talk about then. He wants to talk about now. I feel like he tries to bring through a lot of messages, and I feel like her attention is back on that stuff, which I think is normal. I think I would be the same. And he's like taking her head and he's going, please look this way instead. Like, leave that go. It's been so many years. You're never going to be satisfied with any answers that you get. So let's move over here and start seeing my signs so we can create our spirit to person relationship now, so you can communicate with me, because I feel like he's very good at signs. I keep seeing, I don't know if this will make sense to her yet, but I think afterwards it will, but I keep seeing daisies from him. But he literally wants to just keep moving her head like, no, just move forward. I need you to look this way. Just stop looking that way. And I think that's tough as a human being or a mom or a sister or a wife or whatever. Really hard to just be like, oh, okay, I'll just let it go. But that's really what he wants. So you might want to, maybe she can watch the recording of this, but I feel like the answers are never going to be what they want anyways. It doesn't matter how he's coming across. So move her into like, hey, let's learn how to communicate with him. Let's learn to see his signs. Let's learn to move forward so she can recreate a new relationship with him from his spirit self instead of where he was and what he was doing. Okay, that's tough, but that's what I heard. It's okay if you're joining late. Put your questions in. Oh, Angie said, our family is loud. Hold on, friends. Hold on. Kim Hottenstein, she said, anything from my dad? Did he arrange this upcoming speaking event? And he's like, of course I did. Of course I did. I actually think he's going to be opening up. Let me say it different. When we lose someone big in our life, whether it's a parent or a sibling or a child or something, that we always think it's kind of like our heart is breaking. Really, our heart is expanding. And so your heart has very much expanded. Your work has deepened, which means it's also growing. And so did he set it up? Kind of, yeah. But he's saying it's not like he put all the puzzle pieces together, because your energy and vibration attracted that and you lined up with it. So the message more is about keep aligning yourself. Do your meditations, do your affirmations, work on your mindset, keep moving forward. But and he's definitely supporting that piece. Yes. But he's like, it's not just me doing it. Don't give me a bunch of credit, because there's a whole bunch of things like your spirit team and your vibration and your energy and all those things. That's what's helping you attract it, because now you're open. Okay. Hopefully that makes sense to you. Alyssa, you know where I am. Shirley, that's a great question. Shirley Nordstrom. She said, I'm struggling with my chemo, knocking me down. I'm not used to being strong. Any advice? Yes, and you're not going to like it. You are getting a huge opportunity to let people help you and for you to learn to ask for help. Being strong is great, but being strong without support systems and being strong without allowing people to help you or allowing yourself to ask for help sometimes is part of the dis-ease that's going on in your physical body. And so you don't need to be strong right now. You actually need to rest, and you need to rest your ass off, because your body is trying to heal and repair and do its job. So this is not a time for you to be strong. This is a time for you to rest and let other people take care of you, which I know it's hard. And I know you're a strong woman and all of that stuff, but this isn't the time. This is the time where you take every single bit of energy that you have and you put it into yourself, period. You don't show up for other people. You don't write thank you notes. You don't do anything. You just allow people to bring you food, clean your house, do your laundry, take you to doctor's appointments, hold your hair if you need to puke, like all that kind of stuff. You are getting a huge, strong, pushy opportunity to allow people to take care of you so your physical body can start to repair itself. So take those words in, hon. You should watch that on repeat. It's not the time to be strong. It's the time to heal. Okay. I love when you guys talk back to me. It's my favorite. Linda, I think you guys might have some flooding out there. That's my first instinct. Angie, so she said, I've tried everything, and I think this can go for a lot of people. I've tried everything to lose weight. I've recently been doing carnivore, which I don't know what that is, and lost 15 pounds and have stalled. I feel better on this and feel I can do it in the long term. Is this right? And do you see what's causing the stall in the weight loss? Yeah, I would completely get your attention off the weight loss. The more you try to lose weight, the more you're going to find it. Does that make sense? I know it's kind of a funny way to say it, but I would completely take your attention off of losing weight. I would put more attention on feeling strong and feeling like this is something I've gone through. I'm a chunky girl. Y'all know I'm a chunky girl. I got big boobs. I got an ass, I got a belly, whatever. And I had to just stop all of that whole weight loss thing because it wasn't working. And I started paying more attention to how do I feel when I eat certain things? How do I feel when I move versus when I don't move? I'm in training for walking a portion of the Camino right now. And I'm like, oh my God, I hope I can do this. I might have to have some piggyback rides, but I rather feel healthy and strong. I rather feel like I can keep up with my kids. I want to feel like I like to ski. So I want to feel like I can ski and not hurt myself is a big piece. And so I don't think about that anymore. I think about when I eat this, I feel good. When I eat this, I don't. So I don't eat this and I eat this. And I pay more attention to going for a walk for an hour than how many steps that I've taken. I just know that I'm going to have to walk about 4 hours total when I'm on the Camino. So that's what I'm working up to. And so that's a goal. That's a super fun goal, just like skiing is a super fun goal. So I'll do some lunges and different things like that because I want to feel strong. So I think a lot of your focus is going to kind of a negative place because all you do is see how much you still have to lose. There's no celebration in that. When I could walk 3 miles and still go home and garden for 2 hours, that was a celebration. I was like, yeah, that's awesome. When I can show up somewhere and I learned how to dress my body no matter what shape it is, that was a good celebration. But women aren't taught to do that, and if you have a scale, get it the fuck out of your house. I think all scales should go away. Just throw them away. You don't need them, because as soon as you step on that, then you are telling yourself you are not good enough, or you're not valuable enough, or you're not worthy enough, because you don't weigh this and you weigh this. So it's a really shitty cycle that a lot of women and men, honestly, have gotten trained into. So I would start to ask yourself, how do I want to feel in my body? I really wanted to feel peace in my body. It's something that I really struggled with. And so meditation really helps. Mindset really helps. Going for walks really helps. Doing fun bike rides and hiking and different things like that. That has helped my body shift more than anything else I could have done. And a lot of times when you have certain diets or you eat certain things, it's not sustainable for your entire life. That's why they always fail, because they're not sustainable. And so I eat for what's going on in my life. Like right now, I'm doing more protein because I have more walking to do. Or in the winter time, we definitely push the veggies because it's wintertime and we never want to eat veggies in the winter. So I would pay more attention to that kind of stuff, Angie, because the cycle that I see you in, it's shitty, or it's just shitty. So jump off that one. Get into a new cycle. Okay. A lady, I had a reading one time with a lady, and I think she was 80. Was she 79 or 83, somewhere around there? And she traveled a lot. And I was like, wow, I love how you travel. And she goes, listen, she goes, I work out all the time. She goes, but I'm not working out to stay skinny. I'm not working out for this or that. I'm working out because I want to be able to get off the floor if I fall, which I bet if a bunch of you went and sat on the floor, it'd be hard to get up. And her other reason was even better. I want to be able to lift my suitcase into the overhead bin by myself. That was her goals. And I was like, well, shit, I'm stealing that. So get more goals like that. Okay. That's going to be way more fun. Okay. Let's talk about this one too. I love this one. Sue Edwardson. She said, my daughter is graduating on Sunday, then plans to go to Oklahoma for university in the fall. And this is the part I love. Will she be okay? Will I be okay? Is she going in the right direction? It doesn't matter if she's going in the right direction or not. She'll find it. She'll find it. I do feel like she is, yes, but I'm going to tell you, if she's not, she'll just backtrack or go somewhere different. Like, think about, and my son graduates next weekend. And of course it's in my head that I want him to have a happy life, and I hope he does something he loves. And it's so normal. So I'm just teasing you a little bit, but yes, she's going to be okay. And yes, you're going to be okay. And when you're not okay, it'll pass. We have to put some trust into our children that they will find their way. You found your way. I found my way, and I had no direction when I graduated. I moved out 2 weeks before graduation. I had no fucking idea what I was going to do. School was not in it for me. And so we kind of compare some of our struggles, and we don't want to put that on our kids as much as possible. We want to encourage them to go out and live their life and have fun and joy and do things that make you happy and do the things that we didn't do for ourselves. So yes, she's going to be just fine. And yes, you are. You might have to have a couple good cries because you're going to miss her. But I also think it's really important to let our kids go experience life. Like I always tell my kids when they start turning about 14, 15, both my sons, I was like, listen, if I get hit by a truck tomorrow, like I need you to know how to do laundry. I need you to know how to go to the grocery store and buy some groceries. I need you to know how to put gas in the car. I need you to know how to be in the world if I'm not around. Because, a lot of, especially with COVID, we got very connected and we just, helicopter our kids, and they really need to learn some skills to be out in the world. So going away to school is a good thing. Okay. And if she doesn't like it, she'll just come home again. That's okay. Jill Rickman McAndrew, I'm hoping you heard what I said on Qigong. Try Qigong with Lee Holden. I do, and acupuncture would be great. And making sure that you are doing some kind of, I don't know if you have it in your hands or whatever, but journaling and burning of some way, or talk therapy or mentoring or something, because a lot of times that energy gets so stuck. Energy clearings, personal energy clearings, that kind of stuff would be fantastic. I've had some great luck with some different clients that have some different RA and things like that. A lot of energy work, Reiki, stuff like that, my personal clearings, that kind of stuff, that can be really helpful. It's a little bit more on the spiritual Eastern side, but a lot of times it can really help. I don't know if it can cure it, but I know it can help a lot. Okay. Okay, hey you guys, this person on here that says medium tarot reader, they are not connected to me. I'm going to block them and delete them. They're not connected to me. Me and anyone that I have in my community, we will never say, send me a friend request and give me your money so I can give you a reading. We're never going to do that. Okay. Let me just try to block her here. Just block them if you see them. If I don't get down to them. Hold on. So don't send them any money. Don't do any of that kind of stuff, okay? Please. They're just scam artists. I know people say that about all of us, but some of them are. Okay. Hold on, friends. Hold on. Oh, Jess, I'm so excited. She's going to Sedona for the first time on Friday. Oh, my favorite spot. Boy, that's a hard question. There's a beautiful view from the airport vortex. If you hike it, Bell Rock honestly is a nice, easier hike that I love. The stupa, go to the stupa for sure. I think the stupa is beautiful. Oh, what was that place called? Let me think. I can't think of the trail. What I like to do when I go to Sedona, because everything you see online, they're going to tell you all the they really try to push the tourists to the same spots. So if I go out to lunch or go to a coffee shop or something, I'll tip really, really well, and I'll ask them what their favorite hiking spot is. And that's usually how you can find some really beautiful hiking spots that aren't so crowded. Go in with some patience though, because this time of year, there's definitely going to be a lot of traffic. But if you call in your traffic angels, they will help you and have so much fun. The wolf sanctuary is super fucking cool too. Okay, you guys, if you've already asked a question, don't ask 1,000 of them, okay? Hold on, I'm blocking this chick. If it is even a chick. Boy, Julie, it's really funny. I don't know if this is at all on your map, but the first thing I heard was like New Mexico. I don't know if that's on your map at all, but that came in pretty clear. And I can never remember the town that's there, but there's a pretty cool magical town there. It's not Taos. I can never remember the name of it. Check it out, though. See if that calls to you at all. It feels warmer and it feels south for sure. Chris Schwanke, she said her sister Mary Margaret Jones passed April 27th. That's so new, hon. I'm so sorry for your loss. And the first thing I heard her say was, I am raising hell up here. So I don't know if you have a lot of people that have passed, or if she was wild or what, but she's just like, I am having so much fun. This is so much fun not having a body. And I see her like zipping around. I also see her being, and they can do that. They're here, there, and everywhere because they're straight energy, right? And I also feel like colors keep showing up. So I don't know if you've been seeing rainbows or flashes of color kind of out of the side of your eye, or in different places. Even on your TV, like your TV might go a little crazy and the screen might change color. But I feel like her energy feels colorful to me. And a lot of times when they first pass like that, they look a little bit more like bright white to me, but she feels like she's just full of color. I don't know if she was an artist or into a lot of color or something, but she is just zipping around and she's super hyper and she is just having so much fun. So of course she's okay. That she is okay. And I feel, it does feel like she had some suffering, well, I think she had some suffering along the way, but she feels like, fuck that, I'm out. And she's just all over the place. So watch for those bursts of color and that's her. And that could be a burst of color in the flowers. That could be a falling star. That could be a burst of a rainbow that you see, or different things like that. So watch for that, Chris, because she's definitely coming through with a whole bunch of color. Okay. Kathy, I am with you. Kathy Schumacher, I'm with you. Something still feels off. I wonder if she had a really bad concussion or something. I don't know if you're planning maybe to fly out and see her, or if there's a friend out there that can help her. I think she needs a second opinion sooner rather than later. Like, I'm not getting full red flags, but that's a lot of yellow flags to me. So if you can, and I don't know, maybe you have family and stuff out there, but I think she needs I think she needs a different second opinion. Hold on, friends. Let me just look through here. Remember, if you want a more detailed reading, friends, book one with me, okay? And you want to pay attention on Thursday, because there might just be some fun little discounts because of some cool stuff that I have going on. Oh, this is nice. Christy says, I'm joined late. I met you recently. You could not have been more spot on with my reading. Just want to thank you. You're so welcome. Any advice from Spirit on how to keep moving forward with tough family decisions? Baby steps. You have to do baby steps. And what I'm hearing for you, Christy, is, and this is true, do the hardest ones first. And I keep hearing, if there's some financial decisions, get those straight first. First and foremost, get the finances. If you guys have not talked to the older people in your family, parents, grandparents, things like that, and getting their stuff in a line and figuring out their money stuff and where their money is and where their life insurance is and all that kind of stuff, and making sure wills are drawn up and trusts are done and all that kind of stuff. You guys do that. I know it sucks, and I know a lot of parents don't want to deal with it, but it is so much better to have some stress with those conversations than it is to try to take care of that shit in a crisis. I have talked about that for years. We had that same kind of thing happen in my family with my dad and things like that, where we had to do a lot of stuff in kind of a crisis state. It's not worth it. So talk to your people and to your family and get that stuff figured out. But I see for you, Christy, baby steps is going to be the smoothest way to do it. And I do keep hearing, like, if there's some financial pieces, get that taken care of. Okay. All right. I will do one more here before we close up. Hold on, friends. Okay, just a reminder before I finish up, don't forget about the Montana clearings, because I leave on June 5th, and I have a really freaking cool place I'm going to go do those. Thursday night is our full moon group clearing and meditation. Please join me if you are struggling. This week is a big week with that full moon, so make sure that if things aren't working, that's a great place to start. Okay, if you don't know where to start with that. It's beautiful. And then I will be in Billings on June 8th for the expo from 10 to 5. Okay, so Nancy said, I quit my job. Is there another job in the future? Is it time to retire? My first thought for you, hun, is to retire and enjoy it. I do feel like there might be some little jobs here and there. It doesn't feel like a full thing again. It just feels like maybe you help here for a little bit, or maybe you do this really, 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 really part-time. But I feel like your spirit's like, there's other stuff for us to do. I think it's time for us to go and move into a little bit different lifestyle. And so to me, it feels like it's time to retire. Okay. All right, friends, that's what I have for you tonight. Tune in at 10 a.m. on Thursday for some fun announcements and some offers and things that we have going on. And thank you for joining me tonight. I so love doing these, and I will talk to you guys soon. Okay, bye, guys.